I've lived for hundreds of years. What are a few human lives to me? Humans breed like rabbits and they're fragile as glass. If a creature that's higher on the food chain decides to kill a few to survive, that is merely the natural order at work. It is no concern of mine. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy kicking this guy's ass. I stopped twirling the club and hefted it in my right hand, pointing it at him for emphasis. You know, I was willing to let the White Stripes thing go. Anyone can be forgiven for ruining a perfectly good blues playlist with a clunker or two. I mean, you gotta throw that stuff in to please your patrons, right? The berserker shrugged. I happen to like the White Stripes. Seriously? As in like? Or you won't turn the dial if one of their songs comes on the radio? He gave me a confused look, so I waved the question away. Never mind. I can even forgive blowing me off at the bar to get a phone number. Really, that one can be chalked up to observing the dude code. But you used to be human once. And the fact that you see all those people who pay your bills and keep you in ponytail thongs and chest-waxing sessions as expendable, well, that I just can't forgive. I am only half human and a demigod. Your threats and the people you protect mean nothing to me. I rolled my eyes. Whatever. Doesn't mean you can't get your ass kicked. You talk too much, druid, and think too highly of yourself. I believe I'll teach you some humility, along with some manners. He slapped his hammer against his palm. I'm no druid. Now, are we going to dance or just hurl idle threats? He lunged and leapt over the coffee table as he swung that hammer like Thor himself. I sidestepped and struck him across the ribs, then followed through with a backhanded blow that he almost casually blocked with his hammer. As the two weapons collided, a thunderclap and subsequent shockwave threw me across the room. I bounced off the wall and landed on one knee. By the time I'd collected myself, Valison was walking around the couch, taking his sweet time about it. It didn't even look like the shot I'd landed on his ribs had fazed him. He has to be wearing armor. I exerted my will to see through any illusion or magic on him. Sure enough, he wore a set of lamellar armor, not plainclothes. A chest piece covered his entire torso and shoulders, and he wore sturdy metal bracers over his forearms and wrists. The whole getup was hidden by a glamour, one I assumed the witch had cast. "Sweet hammer," I commented. "Thanks," he replied. "It was a gift from my father. Not as good as my uncle's, but better than that stick you carry." "Meh. It was designed to kill fae, not demigods. Still, it'll do the trick," I said as I rose to my feet. "That armor you're wearing isn't half bad either. But you know the problem with wearing armor?" "I'm sure you're about to enlighten me, mortal." I smiled. "It only protects what it covers," I said, as I ducked under a vicious hammer blow meant to crush my skull. I countered his attack with a quick wittick to his kneecap, a whipping strike I'd learned in the martial art of Kali. When done properly, it was too fast to block. It connected. On impact, the bone and cartilage in his knee shattered with a satisfying crunch. As the leg collapsed and his weight shifted, I used the rebound motion to turn the strike into an abanico, or fan strike. I aimed the blow at his temple, knowing he'd raise his hammer to block it. Nope, not falling for that again. At the last moment, I changed the trajectory of the attack and struck his elbow, which was unprotected by his bracers. It shattered just as his knee had, and the berserker dropped his hammer to the floor, clutching his elbow with his free hand. Rather than finishing him off, I stood back and watched as he slid down to the floor in agony. "Huh. Seems to me like the whole demigod thing is overrated." He gritted his teeth as he hissed a reply. "Fortunate for you that I'm currently under the witch's spell, and my berserk nature is suppressed. Things would not have gone in your favor were I in full possession of my powers." "Sucks for you." I slapped the club in my hand and regarded it with appreciation. "Not too bad for a stick, eh? Now, I think it's time we had us a serious chat about this witch, and where I might find her."